Should be coming on.
We're gonna get rolling.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to our Team Freedom Zoom. We're so happy you're
Yes.
here. And every week we cover different topics about business, about sharing this product, about what it does when it is a product and what it does for all of us. And we just love to really make it broad-based where we're covering so many different things, but we really want to start with a bit of the business side of things for a few
We're gonna
moments.
shift it up. We're gonna start with business first and then kind of move into the products.
And there's a lot of reason for that, but really it is something where, how did you hear about it and why are you here? And the answer to that is somebody shared it with you.
Because they were working the business.
And basically, yeah, if they're not
Go
sharing,
Heather.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, Heather.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start with the business because I think whenever, there's that magic question, right? When you ask someone that's very successful at what they do. And I think do you feel like that's like the biggest answer I get from top builders in Isagenix is they lead with the business. And so you'll just hear that over and over. So we're like, we're going to lead with the business.
right.
Let's
That's right.
be a good example, because I'll be honest, we've led a lot with the product, with the mindset that we are sharing, we are building the business through sharing the product, and we need customers, right? We love our customers. So nothing bad about customers, but I think there's an art to sharing the business. And I think it takes courage. I know it takes us courage. So we want to just give you some tools and tips and ideas on really how to share the business. And so should I start with the
I
leveraging?
think
or-
there's so many topics that we could talk about with business. And of course, we have many weeks to talk about them. But one of the first things we thought about today when we were saying, what are we going to really cover with business, was leverage. And do any of you know what leverage is?
Like we
or
hear
what it
that
means?
word, right? We hear that word out there about leverage. And is it something that we're all really familiar with, or do we just kind of hear it? But if we were asked to define it in terms of business, would we know what leveraging is? I know that I always heard it tossed around and I thought I knew what it was. And it really took some kind of deep diving to know what leverage is and all the ways that this business allows leverage in your life like nothing else. Because guess what the uber wealthy and guess what the very successful people do? They leverage every single thing they do in their life. They leverage their vacations. They leverage their large purchases. They leverage everything they do to grow into something bigger, where in school, we're just, when you're taught, how to live life and you make purchases, it really just kind of stops there. And you don't realize that what you could be doing is using those same dollars that you have to expend anyway, but have it have more than one purpose and more than one benefit to you. So like we go to the store, we buy our groceries, and that money is to help feed us. But what if at the same time, that money that we're using to feed us can also be something you write off your taxes, you're using towards business expenses. So that's we wanted to just give a couple examples of leveraging. And so, $44 a week is what I figured out it costs to keep the lights on of your Isagenix business. $44 a week. So in order to leverage what you're currently doing, so maybe if you're a collagen user, you maybe take $44 of your fun budget or your beauty budget or maybe your coffees or something extra you're doing, and you put it into this so that you're helping your skin and your joints and everything. But at the same time, it's keeping the lights on of your store, and you get to take that off at the end of the year. The minimum requirement, of course, talk to your tax advisor. I'm not trying to be your tax advisor, but ours allows us to take our Isogenics orders, your 100 BV. Now, extra orders you can't, but the requirement to have the lights on for your business is an expense. So that's something you can talk to people about. That you're like, you know what, are you leveraging? If you love health products, if you love, meal replacement, you love protein. Did you know that you can like buy it in a way that you could take off your tax and pay less taxes at the end of the year? So that's one example of this business and leveraging. And then Ron had thought of before our call.
Well, still on the subject of product, leveraging is also she talked about the beauty budget, but when you're talking shakes and bars and coffee and different things that go in the pantry, you're talking taking that grocery budget and really just taking some of your grocery budget and putting it towards something that pays you back.
Absolutely. You could put together, we're going to put together, we talked about the pantry pack.
We're gonna
And
make
so
one.
that would be like your greens, because I literally have people that are unlimited budgets that the greens
I'm gonna
are
write
a better
that down.
value than buying, you know how expensive produce is, right? Not saying you're not going to have any produce, but it gets you 2 servings a day. The fruits, the bone broth, the coffee, and the bars. Like those 5 items will fill your pantry if you're wanting to really replace what you're using in your pantry and make those dollars go to work for you.
But another way that this business works for you with leveraging is leveraging time. And what do we mean by leveraging time? Let's say that I have 20 hours a week that I can put into the business, but she has 20 hours she can put in the business. And then we have 10 people underneath us who are putting 20 hours in the business. That is 200 hours,
240.
that 240 with ours that is being put into the business every week. And as your team grows, the amount of hours that are being put into the business becomes far more than the hours there are in a week.
Because you can only work how many hours a week? 80, 90? But if you could have a team of people that the hours that they put in not only benefits them and everyone under them, but it benefits rolling all the way up the organization. So that's the power of leveraging. If you've ever heard that little, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts versus just 100% of my own. And I feel like as entrepreneurs, and I know both Ron and I were in this position. I used to own a dance business. It was all on me. Like everything I think a part of me, it sometimes would be hard to like let that control go, because a lot of entrepreneurs, they're one people show. Like it's all on their shoulders to produce everything and to make everything happen. Where this is a collaborative effort where a little bit of a mass amount of numbers builds up to a lot versus us pouring 100%, which can never come up to the amount of a massive amount of people doing a little. So that's the power of something like our company and our comp plan.
When you first start into something like this, you can look at it and go, wow, how many people would I need to enroll to make money? But
It
that's
can
not
seem
the,
overwhelming.
but that's not the case with this. It's how many people would I enroll who understand this concept, who will want to go and
Exactly.
enroll more people, who will find more people who will want to go enroll more people. And then you have a whole lot of people contributing to it. You had an example.
One more leveraging and then we'll move on, because I just love this concept of
That's really
business, like being part of something like network marketing. It's so smart, you guys. Like your only other options to have these kind of powers would be to have a lot of money in the stock market, a lot of money in, rentals. I know silver and gold is good. I know it's something we need to, and even and I know Angelique knows a lot about that. I know you don't need a lot of money to get that to invest in that, but everything else, you need a lot of bucks to really, be able to have something that's an investment. But one more example would be if you think about a salon owner, and if a salon owner has one chair and they can only earn money based on what they produce as a hairstylist. However, if they have 10 chairs in there and all of those chairs are full and everyone's, getting their hair done, you've got 10 or 11 clients at once, there's so much more that salon owner can leverage those efforts of all those stylists. Oh, we've got someone coming in. Sorry, guys. So that's just another concept too, is we're in a business model where we have every single person that gets started has their own little franchise under you. They've opened up their own little Isagenix franchise, virtual franchise, and we didn't have to spend $100,000 or $200,000 on it. We only had to buy our products to have that little virtual franchise that you get paid on and they get paid on, and it's just, it all rolls up and it all works together.
So
So
one of the best ways that we can really share this is online. We know that so much of business is now done online.
Mhm.
And putting up a simple post can bring a lot of attention to what you're wanting. You can get a lot of people saying, what are you doing? What is this about?
Exactly. And I have to say, I hate to state like every single time, but literally, I think almost every time people have had the courage to put a post up, they've gotten a sale. And I think most of us on here can say yes, that when I did put a post up, and it could be product, I know a lot of us don't post about the business, but when we have that courage, we actually get a sale from that. So Ron's going to put up this time, our idea for a post is a business post to just kind of put out there. Ron's got use a picture of you. That's a picture of us. So you just put a picture of yourself. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a formal picture. It could even be a picture of you working at your desk or on your laptop or whatever.
Snap a selfie, just anything. It doesn't matter.
And just you could use this verbiage, and we'll put this slide in our page because I'm wanting to give everyone concrete ideas and action steps. If you don't know what to post, some of you are very good at posting and are very talented at that. So you don't really need the ideas, but if you just will step yourself out of that comfort zone and be consistent in posting once a week, doesn't have to be many times a week. We don't want our people to feel spammed at all. But in these times of rising prices, it is becoming more difficult to make ends meet. Many people are looking for a way to bring in some more income. Is that something you're looking for?
It's just that simple.
Simple. Yeah.
And so we'll
Good.
post that. And if you just have the courage to post that, it starts getting people thinking about, oh, wow, Allison doesn't just post about this collagen for herself to make sales. There's actually maybe something to it that anybody could become a part of, or, just it's really simple, but it puts it out there. So I challenge you to think about putting a business post out there this week. And if you want to do a collagen post, I'm, always reach out to us. We're always happy to help you craft that and put it together so you're comfortable with it and it fits in with, how you would speak and what you would say. So that's kind of our idea for an action step on opening up and if someone says, what is it, right? Like, cause you want to know what to do next. If someone reaches out and they're like, oh, I saw you post this, what is that about? We definitely, don't be hesitant to reach out and say, somebody has reached out and said this.
And we don't reply to their comment and tell them what it's all about.
Exactly.
You
Don't
do
say
not
it's
want to do that.
No.
it's that.
You
So
don't wanna
just
do that.
you want to, take things and just say, I'd be happy to get you some information, right? Or
Mhm.
maybe answer with, what are you looking for? Are you looking to bring ask put questions, give yourself some time to gather some information from them, because it's not a one size fits all. That's the deal. We have to kind of figure out what they're looking for. Are they just kind of looking for short term, the 20% money? Are they looking to change a career? So that's where we want to gather information, take a breath, and maybe even ask us what would be good to ask. Ask them a couple of questions first, kind of what are they looking for? And, then say, I definitely could get you some information and see if it might be a fit. So
Yeah, and then our products are so powerful and so good. So we have another slide. You're welcome to take pictures of these slides. And like we said, we will post these also in the group so you can get all this information and the post ideas. But take a look at this and all the benefits that we have of moringa, the moringa plant, which is in a product called Super Mix. This is a celebration basically of us. We purchased a company a couple of years ago called Zija, who had some really powerful products and a powerful developer. And we brought over the product developer along with the great products that he had. And now they've all been redone and repackaged and remarketed to have Isogenics on them. And to celebrate that, you're starting to see, you're reading some of this, but this is going to be free, given free all month to new customers who spend $175 to get started.
and is that the month? So it's from February
month.
1.
It is the month.
That's the calendar month. So the whole month of February, this is valued at $110. And so this is a really, it's a nice gift. It's, I think double, almost triple the price of what the adaptogen elixir. So I've heard this, but I tried it. So when you go to your phone and you Google, what is the most nutrient dense plant on the planet? Moringa comes up. And I heard someone say that, and it was like amazing. So I took some of the stats, and now there might be other nutrient dense foods, but as far as plants, the most nutrient dense is moringa. And so some of these things are pretty amazing. 7 times more vitamin C than oranges, 15 times more potassium than bananas, calcium, protein, iron, antioxidants, helps your body heal and build muscle, lowers your blood sugar levels, helps with inflammation, balances hormones because it helps with the thyroid, slows aging, cancer, thyroid, sex drive, anemia, low energy, arthritis, constipation, chronic headaches, and high blood pressure. So this is a power food. Amino acids, yes. So we are excited to add this on to, and I know we've got so many options. So sometimes it might feel like, oh, I can't add another thing on, but sometimes it's not bad to mix things up. Now, one thing I'm not going to ever mix up is my collagen. So that will be, I will always be on I do go from 2 to 1. I do mix that up because I think just 1 week out of the month, when I give myself a couple extra doses, I feel like that my skin then kind of, jumps that next level again. But there's other things, maybe I won't do as much of a vitamin, or I'll cut out some other, like maybe I won't do NAD 1 month, but I'm going to try this super mix. So you can always, I think it's really good for the body to switch things up, because the body gets very used to if we just always do the same thing. So it is a higher price product, and we're excited to add it on because I didn't realize all the benefits of it. So, and to give it a shot. But yeah, and I've said it even beats kale, spinach, and spirulina. So that's pretty amazing. Now, Angelique, I asked her just to come on because NAD is something that a lot of us might not be real familiar with. And she can kind of expound upon how she is finding that the NAD helps the collagen even work better, right, Angelique? Is that what you're finding, that connection between what the NAD does on the cellular level?
Yeah, so it's really interesting how it works. And this is something that I just kind of pieced together from my scientific mind, being a practitioner. But with the NAD, the way that it's formulated, it helps with what's called NRF2, and that's a particular pathway, but it really helps with the cellular detox. So when you're detoxing at the cellular level, it helps you with the collagen uptake and increases the efficacy. So they really are a 1-2 punch. And I love our NAD blend. I mean, my energy and sleep is so much better when I take it. I noticed a difference. Like I noticed like really early on when I started taking it, just how powerful it is. And that broccoli seed extract is so powerful. It has the MCT oil, which is good for brain function, cognitive skills, helps with even hydration and holding hydration in the skin. But with the broccoli seed extract, it is a powerful antioxidant. And even though we stay away from the C word, there are anti-cancer properties to it. In fact, there's a very specific ingredient that, or a property that it has that really helps. I mean, again, it's like we've got the most powerful antioxidant with the moringa, and then we're putting the broccoli seed extract, which is one of the most nutrient dense microgreens on the planet. Like you literally can never eat enough bowls of greens to ever equate to that. So the formulations are just amazing.
This is it. So if people are not familiar, I'll put it up here. It's this one with the blue.
It is see-through, but yeah.
If you're brand new and you just really aren't familiar with it, it's called NAD, Recharge NAD. So
How much is that?
that one is $95 for a month's supply.
But it is one of those products that when you start taking it, you're going to feel a difference. It has what's called sulforaphane in it. And if you ever just start going out to YouTube and Googling sulforaphane, which is like broccoli sprouts, Isagenix literally isolates the seed within a specific time frame within a certain day range in order for it to have the maximum potency. And so, yeah, I notice a big difference when I take it and when I don't.
And Julie, with all your enrollments, you'll have a lot of coupons to try some new products.
Okay.
You get like, and just remind everyone, when you do two new customers, you get $50. And if you do 5, you get an extra 100. So that's $150 that you can get in free products. And the IsaBody challenge, if you don't know what it is and you're not on it, reach out to us. We will help you get on it, because that's $200 of free products every quarter, right? Am I saying that right? Or every 16 weeks?
Yeah.
Actually, every 4 months. So correction. So that's 3 times a year. You can earn $200 of free products, and we will help. You can get on it anytime. It's not a challenge where you have to like put photos up or have any big, huge change. It's just, it's basically a customer appreciation program. If you wanted to have a big change and go for the prize money, you can, but we just keep, as soon as we end one challenge, we just start another one. And it just, you put in your stats, you take a selfie photo, and they drop a $200 coupon in your back office that you can use on anything. So we're always trying to help people save money and be able to, use as many things as they can, because I know it does add up for sure. But do you want to end? We're going to end on our fun news we've been sharing with people.
There we go.
So our corporate sales director from Isagenix, his name is Mike Mallory. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but we have the date, save the date, March 18th from 2 to 4. And that time frame might stretch a little with breaks and everything. I don't know if you can see over on the right.
Around if away.
But basically kind of what we're going to cover. I'll let you talk too, because I've talked a lot.
Well, they hear your voice better, but
Poor Ron,
no,
always
well, it is
talks
just
over
a
it.
voice.
I'll
but,
move it up so you can hear it.
no, it's all right. You can kind of see that what we're looking at it as far as we're going to have product information, testimonials. We will have corporate speakers coming in for this. They have seen our team and seen it growing and seen what we're doing. And so they're now behind us to bring in corporate speaker or two. And they're also going to send products for product samples and product giveaways. So there's a lot happening with this event. We're hoping to have anywhere from 50 to 100
We're shooting
people or
for
more.
100.
We'd
That
love to have
sounds-
100.
But we are going to also collaborate with probably at least one more leader. She lives in Denver. And so that will help with our numbers. But yeah, we definitely have, we've made the charts, we've gotten the attention, and they know that this is a good area to nurture, with it being very health minded. And, people here in Colorado, and They definitely, there is room for massive growth here. I will
Oh,
just
yes.
tell you. We are not high on the charts. The state of Colorado is not saturated at all for isogenics. So, and if you live in other places, really none of the states are, honestly. Like, I think the stat was like 1% of homes have ever heard of it or something ridiculous. So don't feel like it's saturated at all, even though we've been around 20 years.
Right.
It's like a brand new company now with the collagen and the brain and the stress and all of that. And so,
And I mean, all of it's new. So
yes,
it is, and it's so effective, but this is so exciting. This meeting could be powerful for prospects.
exactly.
It is.
Business connections, even.
Yes, bring in prospects for the business, prospects for looking at it to really build something big, and prospects for the product, because it will all be covered. And
Absolutely.
this is something where not only do your team members come, but people who are just considering maybe joining.
And we've invited, even if you're out of state, we've invited Lynn, and we don't know if Lynn can make it. She's got her dad and that. We've invited Angelique. She would be one of our panel that, you know, would speak. And so we're just inviting. And it's a fun time to come in, and I think rooms are very, yes, Crystal, please. Oh, Heather
we
said,
would
Crystal.
love, yeah.
Yes, Crystal, we'd love to have you as
Hop and
well.
play. We'd love to have you here.
It's very affordable, especially where I think it's like $80 a night or something. And it's nice and clean because it's just off season here in Colorado, you know, unless you're skiing. Like skiing is, you know, really popular. But anyway, but we always love to also do a little bit of mindset. And we have a mindset.
She said that she couldn't speak.
Oh, she
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
speak. Oh, sorry.
Well,
But we're not going to put Michelle on the spot, but we do have an
I
international.
can speak, I just can't breathe.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she did just now.
But you don't have to speak, Michelle. I'm sorry to put.
Well, but she's-
Okay, if you just want to say a couple words, because she has such an inspiring story, and she's a global speaker. She's a author, a top. Well, I'm not even saying it correctly.
Motivational speaker.
Motivational speaker, but best-selling. Those
If
are
you
the
would
words
be
I was
telling me
looking for.
what you call it is not mindset. What are you calling yours, Michelle? And then just
Give us a
encourage them.
couple of minutes or a word before we hop off.
Okay, well, it's an attitude adjustment. I say you have to have a mental shift in order to have anything successful happen in your world. So a little bit of my story is I used to be 398 pounds. And between shakes and now collagen, I've anti-aged. If you see pictures of me from 5 years ago, I looked like I should have been my mother. And so people have watched me through the years change, and they say, what are you taking? What are you doing? And wow, I'm here. So mental shift. You can take all the supplements you want, but if your brain says it's not going to work, you're going to stop it from working. And so that's why it's important to understand that there's a mental capacity that comes with the responsibility of eating right and feeding your body right. And the only reason I got to that part of my brain and said, you know what, I need to take charge of this is, one, I have a brain injury. I have a traumatic brain injury. I'm missing 4 areas of my brain. And by getting my gut to work right and feeding myself the right and the proper amounts of protein, my brain rewired itself. And maybe through next times you'll hear more of my story. And then I got diagnosed with breast cancer. And I was so acidic that I had to do something immediately. And so I shut down anything with a chemical and went all natural, and then started doing all this pea protein and everything like that. And I alkalined my body. So they cannot find my cancer. I did lose my breast, but I've got 25-year-old breasts for the rest of my life. So no complaint.
Oh.
But really the thing is health starts here first. And I was talking to Ron earlier today. There are people who have watched me drop 240 pounds. They have watched me change my habits. And now they say, but you can do it. I can't. And so you've got to get through that mindset. And if they're not ready for that mindset shift, they're not ready. So that's my mind shift thing is.
Thank you.
That is so good. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Thanks.
Yes.
Amazing.
Well,
Thank you. But
Michelle-
Julie, I will not be there next month because I have a retreat in Colorado Springs. So if I can sneak away for 2 hours and then come back, I might, but
Please, do.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll tell ladies, watch the movie. I'll be right back. Do some exercises. I'll be right back.
There you
Bring
go.
them all with you.
I did think that. I actually did think that one. I'm still working on that, depending on who's coming in that room, because that mental shift thing. So
That
we'll
could be the final day of your event is, hey, we're all going to this other event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Well, most people who follow me would go.
I know they would. I know they would.
Oh my gosh, bring them.
Bring them.
Yes.
We would love to have them
I'll
all.
tell them we're going on a field trip. Okay, I'm gonna do that.
I love it.
There you
That's-
go.
We can go to this view right here because I know you're wanting that, right?
Yeah,
Let's do that.
So I know, I just like to get a
Oh, we like to
picture.
sometimes get a picture that shows that what we have.
Yes.
And then next week, let's double it because if we all invite one person, we'll double
I-
it.
Exactly, exactly. So we're so happy that you topped on. We'll have it recorded if there's anyone that you want to send the recording to. And, just like Michelle said, it's like, it's in our mind, the business and the health part of it. It's in our mind. If we don't think that if we say we can't, that's what's going to happen. So it does start here with everything that we decide to do.
That is so
So-
true.